I want to talk about a word that gets used way too fast right now. Hater. Anytime there's pushback, anytime there's friction, anytime someone doesn't respond the way we hoped, the explanation shows up immediately. They're hating on me. And every time I hear that, I think the same thing. Maybe. Or maybe they just don't agree with you. Those are not the same thing. And pretending they are is costing us something. I'm guilty of this too. So this isn't a lecture, it's a pattern check. Here's the distinction that changed how I hear feedback. Criticism is about ideas. Hate is about erasure. Criticism tests structure. Hate tries to silence or destroy. Most of what we call hate today isn't hostility. It's resistance. It's someone pushing back on your felt meaning, not on your existence. And resistance is not violence. It's information. Here's where this really shows up. The strongest pushback usually hits when what's being questioned isn't just what we believe, but how we live. When someone challenges an idea, we can debate it. When someone challenges a lifestyle, it feels personal. Because now it's not just about being right or wrong. It's about effort, follow through. The gap between what we say matters and what our life actually reflects. That doesn't mean you're under attack. It means your direction, not just your opinion, is being tested. And if we're honest, this kind of pushback hits hardest when we already know we're not really getting it done. Not because what's said is cruel, but because it's close. Comments like, "Could you redo this?" or "That's not what you said before," or "You keep saying you'll do it," or something like "You're lost." They don't feel like hate because they're malicious. They feel like hate because they expose something unresolved. That's not persecution. That's pressure. And pressure feels personal when we haven't made peace with where we actually are. So instead of asking, "Is there something here for me to look at?" we reach for the easier label. They're hating. When we label all pushback as hate, three things quietly happen. One, the ego locks in. If I'm being hated, then I don't have to ask whether I'm wrong, unclear, or incomplete. Two, discernment shuts off. Once it's hate, there's no need to separate signal from noise. Everything gets dismissed at once. And three, we get instant moral elevation. They're the problem, I'm the victim, end of story. That might feel strong, but it's actually brittle. Anything worth saying creates resistance. Anything honest disrupts orientation. Anything aligned is going to rub against the field. That doesn't mean you're under attack. It means your life is being tested against your claims. Most pushback comes from very ordinary places. Sometimes we said something sloppy. Sometimes we said something true but unfinished. Sometimes someone is pointing directly at the space between intention and action. None of that requires hatred. Calling someone a hater is often just ego damage control. Something felt threatening, and instead of inspecting the structure, we moralized the friction. That's not confidence, that's avoidance with better branding. We've also confused visibility with affirmation. We think being seen should come with agreement. So when it doesn't, we experience it as hostility. But disagreement isn't persecution. Correction or unrequested guidance isn't malice. And silence isn't hate. Real hate exists, and when it shows up, you don't have to guess. It wants destruction. It wants you gone. Most of us aren't dealing with that. We're dealing with discomfort. So here's the question I'm leaving myself with. Am I calling it hate because it's hateful, or because it threatens how I see myself?